everyone, Brienne here from Hooked on Homemade Happiness. Welcome back to my channel. Today in this tutorial, I'm going to show you how to crochet the iris stitch. The iris stitch is a very easy beginner level stitch with just a 1 row repeat. We are only going to be using double crochets and chain stitches. And for this tutorial, I'm going to be using a worsted weight acrylic yarn and an H5mm crochet hook. You can use any weight yarn for this stitch, just adjust your hook size accordingly. So to get started, I'm going to get my yarn on my hook, and I will need to chain a multiple of 4 plus 3. So for this swatch, I'm going to chain 19. So here is my starting chain of 19. It's a multiple of 4 plus 3 more. And I'm going to be starting in the 5th chain from my hook with a double crochet. So I'm going to turn my chain over. I always like to crochet into the back bumps of my chain. So 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Here's my 5th chain from the hook. I'm going to start with a double crochet in the 5th chain from my hook. And then in that same stitch, I'm going to double crochet again. And then chain 1. And then I'm going to, again, 2 double crochet in that same chain. So here is what the iris stitch will look like across. So it's going to be 2 double crochet, chain 1, 2 double crochet, all in the same space. So now I'm going to skip 3 chains and 2 double crochet, chain 1, 2 double crochet in the next. So I'm going to skip 3, 1, 2, 3, and then in the next chain here is where I will work that sequence. So skip 1, 2, 3, and then here in the next, 2 double crochet. So there's 1, 2, and then chain 1, and then 2 double crochet in that same chain. And now I'm going to repeat that across my row. So again, skip 3, 1, 2, 3, and then in the next, I'm going to work that 2 double crochet. 1, 2, 3, here in the next, 2 double crochet. Chain 1. And then 2 double crochet again in that same space. So again, I'm going to skip 3, 1, 2, 3, and then in the next here, 2 double crochet, chain 1, 2 double crochet. And then 2 double crochet. So now I'm to the end of my chain. So repeat that all the way across until you have 2 chains left. And I'm going to skip the next chain and double crochet in the next, which should be the last chain of the row. So there you have row 1. So for row 1, you should have 1 less double crochet than the number of chains. So I started with 19 chains and I have 18 double crochet here in row 1, including my chain 3 turning over here. So you should have one less double crochet than the number of chains that you started with. So now for row 2, this is going to be our pattern repeat for the rest of the pattern. We're going to chain 3, and this chain 3 counts as my first double crochet, and I will turn, and I'm going to be creating this iris stitch pattern here in each chain 1 space across my row. So this first chain 1, so I'm going to skip this first 2 double crochet here, and I'm only going to be working in these chain 1 spaces where I will do 2 double crochet, chain 1, 2 double crochet in this chain 1 space. So here, there's 1, 2 double crochet, chain 1, and then 2 double crochet again in that same space. And I will repeat that across my row. So here is my next chain 1 space. So I'm going to skip all these double crochets here, skip this space here, and go to the next chain 1. And I will 2 double crochet in this chain 1 space. And then chain 1 and 2 double crochet again in that same space. And we will repeat that across the row, skipping these double crochets and working in the next chain 1 space. 2 double crochet, chain 1, 2 double crochet. And here is my last chain 1 space that I have worked into, and now I'm to the end of my row where here is the turning chain from the previous row, and I will double crochet in that turning chain. And that is row 2. And row 2, that will be your pattern repeat for the remainder of the pattern. So just continue repeating this row 2 until your project is the length that you are looking for. So here I have repeated row 2 a couple more times for a look at what the iris stitch looks like worked up. You can see it creates such a pretty lace-like texture, and it's really easy to create with just that 1 row repeat. Thank you so much for joining me today, and I will see you next time.